So, here we are again. It's our third lockdown since the start of the pandemic. And I thought this would be a perfect time for me to share my everyday carry. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you the stuff that I bring every day when I go out that makes my life outside the house a lot more easier. But before we start, I want to get it out there that with the exception of tech gear such as phone, cameras, or computers, I'm a cheap bastard. I'm not too particular when it comes to brands. In fact, I always make it an effort to find a cheap alternative to almost anything, especially the smaller things. As long as it serves the function that I expect it to provide, I always go for the cheapest possible option. So, let's begin with what's on me. First is face mask, because we're still in the same mess that started in 2020. And also because it's mandated in my country, face shield. As far as I know, the Philippines is the only country that requires the use of face shields when going out. The authorities say the mandate is based on science, but I don't really agree with that. A 2021 study published by the American Journal of Infection Control found that the use of face mask combined with the face shield provided optimal protection. However, this combined protection is just as good as using the masks alone. In other words, this thing doesn't help that much. Not only is it an inconvenience, it's uncomfortable, and it's a waste of money. Next is this. Disinfectant, alcohol, whatever you call it. It's in this pen-like spray bottle, so it's always in my pocket. And on my wrist is the CASIO Classic MRW200H. This has been with me since 2013. Not only is it super reliable, it's also water resistant for up to 100 meters. If you look at it closely, it's all scratched up now, but I love this thing. It has been with me on countless trips: Virginia, California, Illinois, India, Bangladesh, and Israel. I even used it when I dipped in the Dead Sea in Israel, and the parts did not even oxidize that badly. So as you can see, this has very huge sentimental value to me. It's much like the watch that Joel Miller wore in The Last of Us. And last are the car keys. Only if and when I bring a car. Now let's proceed with my pouch. Let's start with the pouch itself. It is just some generic pouch that I found online. Oh, by the way, I'll be sharing links to these items down below. It's not sponsored. Anyway, it's plain, it's lightweight, it has mesh dividers on the inside, and it's padded on both sides, which is good for protection. And as you can see, it's very plain. It doesn't have any straps or loops or handles, because it also serves as a bag insert. So wherever I go, it goes into my bag. But if I need to go without a backpack, this goes inside this, a foldable waist bag. This one is from Eiger, and this one fits the EDC pouch perfectly. It's lightweight, it's durable, and it's water resistant. It's a bit pricey, but for its quality, it's a good deal. Highly recommended. So, let's dive in. As you can see, it's packed. Let's begin with the essentials. Starting off with the phone. iPhone 12 mini. I switched to Apple after 6 years of using Android because I've always wanted a phone that is very powerful but also small. So, the iPhone 12 mini fits that criteria perfectly. Next is my wallet. It's the Secrid, I don't know how that's read, mini wallet vintage. I bought this, I think, 4 years ago. It's in brown leather, which is my favorite color of leather, and fits up to 10 cards and 10 bills, which is perfect because I bring a lot of cards. And by bringing a lot of cards, I included one more, but this one is just a cheap card case that is similar to the Secret. Next are my keys to the house in a key fob. The key fob is just some cheap metal key fob that I saw online. When I saw this online, I immediately ordered it because I hate jangling keys. So I highly recommend using these types of key holders to hold your keys. Now, all of these items fit in my pockets also. So if I don't want to bring this whole thing with me, these four can fit in my pockets. Extremely essential. Continuing, we've got my wireless earbuds. This one is from Redmi. I'm not really familiar with the brand, but they're very cheap. They sound nice. They're handy. But the only drawback is that the buttons lack functionality. I think this is the first generation. I bought this back in 2019. There's some new ones. You might want to check that out. We have some wet wipes and painkillers. Wet wipes are a lifesaver. So I always make sure to have a pack on me when I go out. And so are painkillers. These are naproxen, which I found to be highly effective and that I am not allergic to. I always bring this small container of painkillers because headaches reduce my productivity. Next, I have these cheap folding shades. I can't emphasize enough how cheap these shades are. They're like 50 pesos only, $1 piece. And the reason for that is I always tend to drop shades or break them or lose them because they're a small item. So I always opt for a cheap pair. I mean, it does the job and they fold into this neatly small profile. So it fits into my small pack nicely. Next, we've got this, a wireless power bank. I don't know the brand, I just saw it online. It's cheap and it works. It's a small one and I doubt that it will charge my phone more than once, but that is good enough. That's good enough. Next is this, which is the UNIQLO foldable PARKA. I find that this is way more handy than an umbrella, but it is only good for light showers. So if it's raining hard, it's not good enough. It has saved me countless times when it rained, especially now. You have to be very careful. You can't get sick. Highly recommended. Next is just this small multi-tool. So it has pliers, a few small screwdrivers. Though I did remove some of the pointy and sharp stuff, I just don't want any trouble when it comes to security screenings. You'll never know when you're gonna need one of these. So I always bring one. Pen. Doesn't matter what kind of pen, as long as it's a pen. And I also have this tiny spray bottle. I really like this item because instead of bringing the whole bottle of fragrance, I get to transfer it through here. So yeah, because I don't want to smell bad, even though I think people nowadays don't get to smell each other anymore because of the masks. Still, it's handy. Next, we have this phone stand that's in the shape of a card, and it also happens to have a multi-tool. This is useful for when I'm like at a cafe and I just want to watch something on my phone. This is good. And the multi-tool may also come in handy. A foldable fan, because I live in a tropical country, so it can be pretty useful to have one of these. And the last is this old Apple charger I have, and a cable. With this cable, I also have a adapter for USB-C, so I have an option of charging either the power bank or the phone. So that's it. That's my everyday carry. I hope you learned a thing or two with the stuff that you bring outside. And as you can see, I'm very particular with things that are compact. No, I don't really like bringing a lot of stuff. I like bringing essential stuff only. So until then, because we're in lockdown, for now, stay at home, stay safe. And oh yeah, get vaccinated. I'll see you.